Hey, so here lies Math Industry, and we are going to take a look at completing the square. So what we're going to try and do is try to solve this problem out. So let's try to solve the problem out. We have x squared plus 6x minus 16 equals 0. When we try to do master product property or try to factor, the general rule is what could be multiplied to negative 16 but added to positive 6? Well, that doesn't seem to work out evenly. So the next option is, should we use the quadratic formula? Yes. But the problem is, since the quadratic formula is so big, and it also causes a lot of mistakes, because there's so much math involved, and there's a lot of writing, so you gotta keep double checking your answer. A new strategy called completing the square could be an alternative to find what the values of x are in a quadratic equation. So instead, before solving out this problem by understanding the completing the square strategy, we're going to try to understand this puzzle right here so we can easily ease into the problem. So normally, when a quadratic happens, it usually likes to be in this form. Ax squared plus bx plus c. So that is a standard form. But the problem is, we have just the a and the b. We have the missing c's. We don't have the missing c's. That's what we have to see why it works. So let's get started. If the standard formula was a perfect square, then what would it look like? We have x squared plus 8x plus, So here's what we're supposed to do. What could be multiplied into this box right here, but add to 8 right there, and it's a perfect square? Well, if we do 4 and 4, where x plus 4 and x plus 4, that is going to bring us to this and that, but 4 and 4 is 16. So yeah, 16 has got to be our answer because of 4 and 4. So that is going to be x squared plus 8x plus 16. So that is going to be this, and that's going to get you to that answer right there. So 16 is our c value. What about this one right here? X negative 4 plus this. So what could be added or summed up to negative 4, and what could go in this box right here? So we could do x minus 2 and x minus 2. These two go into here and here. But negative 2 and negative 2 is going to be positive 4. So positive 4 is going to be way up here. And we could say that negative 2's can be uses to make the sum of this and the product of that. Without having to think about this, there is an actual formula that we can follow. If we had our b, and then we had the sum of it to get our product, here's the formula. You get your b value, divide that by 2, then you have to square the entire thing. That would help you understand what you get for your c value. And when you get your c value right over here in the standard formula equation, we can now understand how completing the square works. So when we complete the square, we try to understand by using the letter c or the c value, what is x. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is just like the square root method, you have to move that letter c to the other side. So we are going to see how it's going to be moved to the other side. So now we get x squared plus 6x is going to equal positive 16. But we're not done yet. Now we have to find out if this side only was just a trinomial, meaning an a, a b, and a b, and a c value what would happen. So now we can use that same formula. B divided by 2 squared. So our B value is going to be 6. So 6 divided that by 2 is 3. 3 squared is going to equal 9. So we're going to add 9 right here. And add 9 right here. So x squared plus 6x plus 9 is going to equal 25. 16 plus 9 is 25. Now we can understand what to do next. All we have to do now is focus on just the trinomial, these three numbers. We have to try to factor it out so we can get to our square root method. So x plus 3 and x plus 3 can be an equation that can multiply to 9, add to 6x, and also have an x squared. When you do that, you just get x plus 3 squared. And that's going to equal 25. We need another piece of paper. So after that, to get that stuff alone, x plus 3 squared equals to 25. We have to square root method by squaring that and square rooting that. So we just get x plus 3 equals 5. Positive negative 5. So here's what's going to happen. X plus 3, you have to subtract by 3. And subtract this side by 3. X equals negative 3 plus minus 5. But we still have to answer it. We're not done yet in our simplest answer. If it was a radical, then you would stop here. If it was a decimal, then you would stop here. But since it's a whole number integer, we keep going. So here's what's going to happen. Negative 3 plus 5 is going to be x equals positive 2. And x is also going to equal negative 3 minus that by 5 is going to be negative 8. So that is going to be our answer for x and x when we try to complete the square. This method is for those who absolutely dislike using the quadratic formula. And it's also another way to check your answer. I hope this video has helped you understand completing the square. We have definitely completed that square, guys. And everyone, guys, girls, everyone, we have definitely completed the mission. Thank you for watching Topping Airlines Math Industry. Like and subscribe.